From the top of paradise, Bermuda's best music mix. Ocean 89, a service of Bermuda Broadcasting.
Yeah, we sure are. Anyway, good morning to you in studio with me, which is always a pleasure. We have with us Debbie Ray Rivers. She is the executive director of SCARS, and we want to say good morning to you and welcome you aboard. Also, Tanya Redmond is here, Family Center Relations Development Director. So many titles. I told a girl last time, what's your title? Events manager, program manager. I miss out on all that, but good to see both of you.
Good to see you, Captain.
Yes, good morning, Captain.
And both of you are advocates for the family and for children and everything like that. So it's always good to see you. Debbie, you guys got a kicking off a new campaign that's called Because I Am a Child, Because I Am a Child campaign. We're going to talk about that this morning. But how are things going? Are people educating themselves? Are people getting it?
They are. SCARS has, as you know, we're an advocate in the community to prevent sexual abuse of our children. And we have trained over 12,300 adults in this community. So we're at 0.25% of the adult population now educated in prevention. And that's huge. But we have 53,000 adults. So we have a lot. We have a lot more adults to train and to, provide them with the tools on how to protect their precious children in their life.
They are precious. And it's for any parent out there knows that that's your job on this planet, as long as you have children, no matter what their age, but particularly if they're really, really young. The one thing we always get into, Debbie, when you come is that are people reporting child abuse? Because a lot of times they frighten the child into not saying anything. And so when they go to your courses and your class and everything, do they show people how to bring that out and bring that to the fore?
Yeah, we do. We talk about in our training, one of the steps in our training is react responsibly. And that means react responsibly if you have a disclosure, react responsibly if you have a reasonable suspicion that a child's being harmed, react responsibly if you discover it. You find child pornography on a device. We teach adults how to react responsibly because there are signs, and we have to pay attention to those signs. And we have to, also intervene really early. Reporting is very important.
That's a big part of it.
It's a huge part because it shows a child accountability, that it is not okay for adults to harm me. And it starts that healing process. And Child and Family Services is the number to call. And we need to report abuse, any harm to a child. And remember, making a report isn't making an accusation.
It also empowers them.
It does.
That's the one thing I'm thinking, like a child, there's nothing like a child that speaks up. All right?
Oh, yeah.
People pay attention.
Yeah.
But there's always those that are in the corner fighting an issue, and it's really difficult. You want to help them, but you don't know what the problem is.
Yeah, you really do. And the last thing you need to do is shut them down.
Yeah.
They need to know that there's an adult in their life that will believe them, that cares. You're right, Captain, that cares and says, I'm going to do whatever I can to support you through this. And it is not okay for somebody to harm you. Yeah, that's the message. But we have a new campaign that we're really excited about. And the community will hear about it over the next 6 months. And we're grateful to be partnering with the Family Center on this campaign. And it really is simply because a child is a child.
Now, Tanya, you are linked up with a serious advocate here. Her
Definitely.
Whole crew, but she talks in the heart. And I think anybody that turns a deaf ear to you is something wrong with them, okay? Because you really are putting it in the fore right out. Hey, listen, this is what's going on. Family Center's on board. What's the deal?
Absolutely. We are strong advocates for children and for families. And when Debbie came to us about this campaign, we were like, yes, let's do it. This is so important. We need to definitely have a community-wide awareness campaign to protect our children. As you know, Family Center, we have therapeutic care. We provide families with children between the ages of 4 and 17 tools to help them counseling and all of that, to help give them tools to understand children. Parents it's not easy being a parent. No parent comes with a manual. And we're going to come up against things that are uncomfortable. We're going to come up with things that challenge us. And so is the little ones.
But we've got to have this conversation.
And we have to have the conversation.
We have to do that.
But we have the conversation, and we also have the means in which you can get help. And that's where Family Center comes in. Debbie does the training. She gives us all of the information that we need. And Family Center's counselors and community workers are here to help to promote, healthy treatment of children, their protection, what to do, what not to do, just providing those tools for children to speak and be heard. Also for parents.
The sooner, the better. The earlier,
Absolutely.
the better. Debbie, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, out of the mouths of babes, when you hear a child say something, you're paying attention in a different way, as opposed to an old announcer like me just saying, da 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 da.
I wouldn't call you just an old announcer,
Exactly,
Captain.
Debbie.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not looking for compliments. But I'm
Remember-
saying when I look at a kid and you look in their eyes and you look at the sincerity of a child,
Yes.
you need to sit up and pay attention.
You
We
would-
all do as a community.
You really do. And that's why SCARS and the Family Center are using children's voices for this campaign. The message is not for them. The message is for the adults in their lives to know that they need to be protected. They need to feel loved and cared for. They need somebody to intervene if somebody's crossing their boundary. They need to be protected from predators because, I'd like to say sexual abuse has gone away with all the work we've done in the past 11 years, but I can assure you, Captain, it has not.
It would never be because those predators out there. All we can do is educate and protect and save those children
Absolutely.
and families because it doesn't just affect the child; it affects the whole family. And so they're out there. We may not be aware of them. You are. I know you know. There's registries. There's all kinds of things going on. But it's like Tanya said. It's a very sensitive issue, and it's a really hard thing to wrap around. When you find out somebody in your family is doing things, that is the worst.
Yeah.
That's
well.
the toughest.
Yeah, I can, as you know, I can speak directly on that. And it is tough, and doing the right thing is not doing the easy thing, I can assure you. But children need to know that grown-ups are there to protect them. No matter what, and no matter who has harmed them, they need to know that they come first in their life, and the adults in their life are going to do everything they can to make sure that what happens doesn't happen again, and that they are protected. This is an age-appropriate, child-friendly message, and we want our community to know that simply because they are a child, for no other reason, we need to do all of this to make sure that they're happy and healthy. Because I tell you what, a child's going to grow up to become an adult. And they're going to have to, be partners with people and work with people and, function in society. And if we have unhealthy children or children that are not protected and loved and cared for, then they're going to grow up to be an adult that, needs some help and needs some support. And so we got to get it right when they're little.
Dysfunctional.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a word that psychologists and everybody use, but it is so true in the fact that some of these things revisit you later on in life if you don't get closure, if you don't do
Definitely,
something
such as
about
the ACEs.
Yeah.
Those are,
Adverse
childhood
childhood
experiences, and they do come up. They show up, and they may not show up in manifestation of violence, but it can be illness. All of those things, absenteeism, not able to handle stress, being triggered
avoidance,
by things.
just avoidance
Yes.
alone, and not
Absolutely.
not socializing, not avoidance.
Yeah.
Debbie, you guys are a registered charity. We're up here talking about SCARS, but tell them exactly where you are, what you're doing, and tell them about the course a little bit.
Yeah, so we have actually 2 training prevention educational curriculums that we offer because of our corporate and community donors at no cost to our community. And basically we have a 3-hour training that teaches adults how to recognize abuse, prevent it, and react responsibly to it. That's 3 hours. It's virtual. All the registration is all online. And we want every adult in this community to come into our classroom, into our virtual classroom. We also now have developed a new recertification because, sexual abuse hasn't gone away, and we want to keep this message on the hearts and minds of our people. And so we developed a new 2-hour recertification for those who've already been certified. After 3 years, we recommend they come into the room again and be reminded of this critical information, because we're not talking sexual abuse every day unless you're working in this field. And so we want to be reminded of the critical information of how to recognize grooming behaviors. Sex offenders want to be where there are children. It's as simple as that. That's their sickness. That's their illness. So we need to do everything we can in our community, in our organizations, to make sure our organizations are protected, our adults are protected that work there, and the children that attend these programs are protected. But I will tell you this, Captain. Bermuda is the leading country in the world in prevention. We have
great.
created a prevention-oriented community.
Good.
We can celebrate that fact.
Yeah.
A quarter of the population have the tools to recognize abuse and prevent it and react responsibly. That's huge.
And they go out into the community with a message, and they go out in the community being educated. When they leave you, what's the one's response, the big response that you'll get from them?
Well, they now have the tools to start talking to their own child, the parents that come into the room and the guardians and the caregivers. They have the information now to talk to their child early and often about body safety, because we want to equip our children with this information. They're not always going to be with us, and we want them to be able to self-advocate in case something ever happens. We want them to know that they can come and tell us anything about anyone that makes them feel uncomfortable. They should be able to do that. And that adult in their life should be able to believe them, support them, start asking some questions, intervene, and also give them the tools to put up boundaries, to know that this is not okay. You don't have to force your affection on me. Yeah. I can tell you no if I'm feeling uncomfortable, to know what's healthy, what's unhealthy.
Key word just coming out of you, believe in those children. They're not making it up.
Please.
They're not making. A lot
Please.
of people just kind of and sometimes spouses protect the other spouse and all that kind of stuff.
There's
it's
so
just
many
so complicated.
And you know why?
dimensions to it.
There is. Tanya's right. There's a lot of dimensions, but it's self-worth.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not feeling worthy, so I need to do my own self-protection and not putting the child first. And that's what this campaign is about, is we must put children first. And Tanya will tell you, this is an age-appropriate, child-friendly message, but one of the things that we need to do as adults is never give up on our children. I don't care what they go through. Yeah. We are not to give up, and take it from a parent who's had a child who has struggled for years as a result of her abuse. Don't give up on them. Yeah. No matter what they do or say, don't give up.
All right. Family Center, you guys, are around, there's all kinds of issues going on within the family. Correct. Sometimes these type of issues.
Absolutely.
And you guys have to counter that, and you have to work through it with the whole family.
That's correct.
So what is your part in all this? Obviously, you're aligned with SCARS.
Absolutely. As an advocate and just really sharing with families, providing that counseling, intense counseling, even just parenting workshops. Those are the different tools in which we are able to equip parents to, if they're encountering this, how to have the conversation, if they're suspecting this, those two, to give them tips and pointers on how to maybe seek help and to verify. Just they're supporting parents and the child. And we start with the child and believing the child and understanding that no judgment. Mm-hmm. There's no judgment. When you come to us, it's confidential and there's no judgment.
Protection and fixing. That's what I call it.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a place. Family Center is a place. It's a safe place for healing and providing hope.
Yeah, you guys do a great job as well. Our community is a small community. There's a lot of misinformation and disinformation that gets out there, and I'm so glad that SCARS is able to, categorize, qualify, and compartmentalize this, put it in perspective as to what's going on, because a lot of people, they sort of brush over everything. If it's not happening to them, it's not so important. Mm-hmm. And Debbie, your work is never done. You're always going. Right now, you're involved in training right now, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to be doing a training this afternoon. We have a 3-hour training this afternoon, and we don't want to stop training. We need to keep educating, because education is powerful. And if you don't know, you don't know. Yeah. But once you have the tools, now we want to put that into action.
And I would like to encourage all of corporate Bermuda, if you have your HR departments, your health and wellness, encourage your staff to take this course. It's very important. No one comes away from the course without something.
To get something out of it.
Exactly.
Certainly awareness, big time.
Most definitely. Yeah. And everyone lives next to someone. We have people in our homes that we live with. So it's very important to be aware. Yeah. Awareness is the key that drives the ability to heal.
Yeah. All right. You know what? Children are in so many ways defenseless. They cannot stand up to bullying. They can't stand up to pedophiles, perverts, whatever. They can't stand up to them. No. You know what I mean? And that's the one thing we have to get in our brain. It's like, you as an adult think, yeah, anybody gonna trouble me, but they get to our kids.
They're littles.
They
They're
get to
definitely
them.
the littles.
Yeah, and they're very manipulative. That they don't want the grown-ups in their life to know what they're doing. So they're going to groom the adults in their life as well. So even grown-ups have trouble recognizing grooming behaviors.
could
Can
be
you
right
imagine a child?
I'm saying, yeah, grown-ups could be sitting there having a barbecue with them and not know that guy or person, woman, it
Yeah.
don't matter, has got eyes on your child. You know.
That's correct.
All right. Listen again. The program is I am a child campaign. We're going to hear from the youth of our island. These are locals.
Yeah, these are
Oh,
all
yes.
Bermudian children. No faces, just all the voices. We're going to be in print. We're going to be on the radio, as you know, as Bermuda Broadcasting is providing us that service with with our commercials. We're going to be on news,
Social media.
social
everywhere.
media.
Yeah,
We want to get
definitely.
this message out there that because I am a child, please protect me. Please care for me. Please show me your love. Please don't fight in front of me. Please do everything you can to make sure that I am safe, protected, and loved.
You know you were made for this. You know that, right, Debbie? I have to say that with Debbie is so passionate about this, and it's because of personal experiences, and that
Exactly.
you're so sincere and passionate about it. Again, I want to remind everybody, the Coalition for the Protection of Children going to be on the
Yes,
steps
absolutely.
of City Hall today, also recognizing April as Child Abuse Month. And Tanya, you want to say something?
Yes, I wanted to say that the campaign also is going to have a discussion on Channel 82 on Monday, April 10th. I don't have the time, but it's going to be hosted by Sherry J. And you're going to have Family Center and some other people, SCARS and some other experts in the field that are in this industry that will be able to discuss the subject matter and also bring further awareness to parents and guardians.
All right. Good morning to Dr. Sandy over there at the Family Center. I always think about her. She's pretty awesome as well. All of
She
you
is.
are advocates. All of you do your part in our community. Sometimes we don't see you, but we know you're out there doing your bit, and it's very important to the community. It helps to heal the community and all that.
Absolutely.
Good to see you, Debbie.
Good to see you, Captain, and I just appreciate the opportunity to let your audience know that this campaign's coming, and we children matter, and
Yeah.
their childhood matters,
Yeah.
and we got to get it right.
All right. We're going to look for it. Child Abuse Month, again, these commercials going to I Am Child, going to be the campaign for at least 6 months. We're going to be seeing that.
Yeah, because I am a child.
Because I am a
Simply
child. I left off
because I'm a
because.
yeah, that's okay.
Because I am a
That's
child.
okay. Yeah, simply because
Yeah.
I'm a child. These are the things that I need for no other reason. No, we don't need to justify it.
Yep.
They're
Yep.
children.
Yeah.
Last words.
Yeah, sure. We're going to leave you with this. We challenge the parents and guardians to become more mindful of our children and their needs, to take extra care with how we speak to our children and respond to their questions and their woes and their worries. And if they need help or you need help, please seek it. Either contact SCARS at www.scarsbermuda.com or give them a call at 297-2277, or to get help, contact Family Center at www.tfc.bm or on our number 232-116.
Tanya Redmond and Debbie Ray Rivers. Don't make me jump in there. All right. So last quick word from you, real quick. Your number or whatever.
Yeah, we want to thank all the agencies out there who are working with children. We really do. A shout out to all of them. Child and Family Services, their work is critical. Can't say enough about them. I mean, they are the protective agencies to make sure our children are protected. So we want to give a shout out to them, to the vulnerable unit of the police, to the Coalition for the Protection of Children and the important work that they do. Child and Adolescent Services, Maui. I mean, there's so many
Glad
agencies.
you're all interconnected.
Yeah, working with our
You know,
children
years ago,
every day.
Years ago, you guys would be separate entities. Now you're
No,
all
no,
working
no.
together.
Yeah, we have to. I mean, this is a joint effort to make sure that children are protected in our beautiful country of Bermuda, and it's just not just one job. It's just not SCAR's job or Family Center job or all these other organizations that have been around for a lot longer than SCAR's has. It's everyone's job, and we also want to give a shout out to all the parents and guardians out there that are doing everything they can to make sure their child or children are protected. So thank you, Captain.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Captain.
Take care.